Hello, Twin Flames, and welcome back to God Conscious Twin Flames 1111. My name is Pamela, and I want to welcome all my new subscribers, new viewers, and my loyal followers. Thank you so much. I was going to do a live video, but I apparently got a strike against me video that I uploaded, which was totally blank. Got a violation, so I am in violation, so there won't be a live video on here until that's lifted. So I'll keep you posted on that. I apologize. If you would like to book a private reading with me to get a clear view reading on what's going on within your twin flame relationship, please feel free to click the link below. I would be happy to do that. I want to thank all of you that donated. What a blessing to have that exchange of energy with you. It is appreciated. I also want to thank all of you that ordered a private reading. I am working on putting you on the schedule. So for today, I'm very late. That's why I wanted to do a live reading, because I have the blessing and the honor of performing a renewal of vows this weekend, which will take me out of town. I was listening to a divine love meditation. I try to find ones that are not, that don't have any voice in it, because I like the sounds. It helps me get in alignment and tuned to the energies of the collective. So that's why I listen to divine love meditations or relaxation meditations, or it just is a centering practice for me when I do these readings, to keep me in alignment with the angels and God, and to provide you with as much information as they need you to have at any given time. So I am listening to Divine Love Meditation. Again today, theta binaural beats. That's kind of where my psyche is, and I am very grateful. So as a result of doing this, or at least beginning to do this live reading, I will be shuffling the deck with you and laying them out for you. I have prayed over and meditated and cleared the deck for today's energy, May 31st, 2018. The Bible, the reading for today is from Jesus Calling, Enjoying Peace in His Presence by Sarah Young. And I really enjoy God's peace in my life today, and even moment by moment. If there's energy that comes towards me or that comes from within me, I just put it into prayer, and it helps relieve me of it. So no mistaking that they are constantly reminding us of such things. So for today, May 31st, the peace that I give you transcends your intellect. When most of your mental energy goes into efforts to figure things out, you are unable to receive this glorious gift. I look into your mind and see thoughts spinning round and round, going nowhere, accomplishing nothing. All the while, my peace hovers over you, searching for a place to land. Be still in my presence, inviting me to control your thoughts. Let my light soak into your mind and heart until you are aglow with my very being. This is the most effective way to receive my peace. So there you have it. It is really such a pleasure and blessing to be in the peace of God during the course of the day. When I do these readings, it is so all enveloping in the mind, body, and spirit. And I invite you to enjoy that peace that God has given us, because that is our birthright. And in 2 Thessalonians 3:16, let's get into 2 Thessalonians first. Okay, here we are. Excuse me. Okay. Now, may the Lord of peace himself give you peace always in every way. The Lord be with you all. And you hear that in the Catholic services and in other Christian services. Methodists also use that as they conclude a service. So I ask that you bring peace with you, because the peace is with you, and it is in you, and it is trying to rest upon you. Still your mind, so that you can have the peace of God in all of your affairs today and always. So with that, I'm going to ask God, the angels, Archangel Michael, while I'm before you, to give us a clear reading on the energies that we are dealing with. I know that they had been, for some, very overwhelming. For some, you are welcoming them, so congratulations. We must have a little darkness to appreciate the light, and we also need to clear those kinds of thoughts that might be clogging up the channel between us and the divine. So, and it is clogging us and the divine. It is clogging us in our union. And we don't need any blocks to union with the divine, especially, and then with our twin flame. So even if they have blocks, they can be removed by way of prayer and supplication, because it is our birthright, and you remind your twin that it is their birthright as well. I have been in prayer for my twin over the last few hours, because he's in need of some helpers, and I'll put it out there and ask you to pray that those helpers arrive for him in the way of however God wants them to show up. I can't say specifically, because that's really not my business. So that I pray and ask that all the divine partners that are not in union, that they have the helpers that God specifically handpicks for their journey, so that they may be of highest and best use to the kingdom, in the light of the kingdom being the light of the world. And all these things we ask through Jesus. Amen. So, my beloveds who get to watch this, it is my hope and prayer that you are starting to see how the divine is moving on your daily path, and that you are encouraged from victory to victory on this journey, and that this reading provides you with that. And so we ask for that encouragement, and we ask that I am a clear vessel for the divine collective specifically. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So, at the bottom of the deck you have the worlds. So it's a completion. We have the 4 stages in here. It is a completion. So what the energy of the full moon brought us through a completion phase. If you haven't arrived at that one yet, you are on your way. That's the overall energy for the Twin Flame Collective, the worlds, and going through the seasons of life, and on the seasons of clearing whatever energies need to be cleared. How beautiful at the bottom of the deck. The overall energy is the world. So, oh, we're still in a little bit of that energy here. Okay, thank you, angels. Okay. And the Hanging Man. So, wow. This is almost identical to yesterday, where we had the 3 major arcana in the center. Now this is coming through the center again. You have, as the outcome card, the Hanging Man. So some of you are still in this center of balance between the cosmos and the 3D world. The Hermit is the unexpected. That's going to help you get through these seeming unbalances. And again, we have Seven of Swords, where there is, you know, bickering or challenging of belief systems. And we have the Devil as your role. So it's either you or your divine partner's role. And it's addiction, and it is unhealthy behaviors that we're engaging in, maybe some unhealthy thoughts that we're engaging in, maybe some unhealthy patterns that we're engaging in with our divine partner. So you have choices to, you know, the first card in the work position. So there is still some work to be done on your inner core in order for the unions to be realized and manifested into the 3D world. I know that I am still in the awareness that there are lessons for me to continue to learn. I'm not getting bogged down by overly emotional energies, and they're encouraging not to get bogged down by overly emotional energies. You have the choice between those two coins to achieve the world. Now, the overall energy is that you will have the world. There's still a little more work to achieve that balance that is needed. So, for some of you, if you're drinking, if you're shopping a lot, if you're working too much, if you're obsessing over your divine partner, they're asking you to bring that all to prayer and to really meditate on that and see what is the core condition in that. Because it's not him or her. It is something that was put in you a very long time ago. And this is reaffirming that, really, because that message has been this week. It is being reaffirmed that there are some core behavior patterns. See the fire around it, and just being. So we have the Devil kind of in a cage. Excuse me. It does not have the kind of power that you've been giving it, is what I'm hearing. That it is really not meant to keep you bound, but to free you up. And you really have to ask yourself, is this true? Is this not true? And then God and the angels, and maybe through scripture, how do I release that which became a part of me? How do I release that out into the pits of hell, or bind it up, a hedge of protection around you, and the understanding that this is no longer useful as to where you're going. If it happens to be addiction, seek some help outside of outside help. There are 12-step groups. There are counselors that specialize in that. It's some of the feminines that are going through this, and it's some of the divine partners. It's not saying specifically. Angels, can you tell me specifically? Okay, so I have the Palace and the Star again, and this deck was shuffled, and you watched me shuffle it. So they're really getting very clear again with you guys, because you have these choices. Okay, so I'm going to just lay this out because it's a lot. The illusions. This is really you're still in this Palace of Cups where you're clearing the illusions that cause us to be stuck in this energy, and that are no longer necessary. They're tools that you picked up, survival tools. Defensiveness is a survival tool. Pardon me while I go get April. you. So the survival tools that we picked up, underneath we have the 7 of Cups, and then we have the 8 of Swords still here, pretty close to the. So what I'm hearing is, take a look at it. We have a snake in there, and the choices, you know, all those choices. We have a snake in there, but the illusions of the heavenly realm to the spiritual realm, they're trying to get you into that serene place, ultimately, to clear those illusions. So those of you that may be struggling with addiction, please seek some help. There are 800 numbers for that, and they're very gentle and loving, and they want to give you tools. I had shared, and they're telling me to share this now. Early in my life, I had been struggling with addiction because it made me feel good, and it helped me not feel the heaviness of the traumas that I had experienced as a young girl, and even through the course of my teenage years. And I was a member of the 12-step organizations for a long time, and then I would have things that came together, and they were trying to get me to God, is really what was happening. And the 12 steps helped me get there. Maybe not necessarily as quickly as God and the angels wanted me to get there, but ultimately that's what they used to get me there. That was the tool, that was the device, that was the vehicle, however you want to describe it, to get me to maintain recovery and sobriety, because they were trying to get me to do the work that they needed me to do without being under the influence of anything. So whether it was shopping, whether it was eating, whether it was drugs and alcohol, a lot of alcohol is in my DNA, and there is a long family line that I had to come through to clear, almost in the Akashic records even. That's how deep the addiction ran in my family. And by way of prayer and supplication, I believe that it was lifted, and those are the things that they encourage for you. You know, these were generational curses. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, angels, for reminding me. It was a generational curse that I had, but they can be broken. Just kind of want to take a look at those illusions. See how the sunlight is coming through the bottom of the ocean floor, the subconscious water. It's kind of breaking free, and the sunlight is casting the light on that darkness that you once had inside of you. And they want that to all come up to the surface so that they can take it from you. And some rituals that I use is writing out stuff and burning it. Some of see more water and light. You are the light of the world. Do not fall victim to the illusions. You do have the opportunity, though. They don't interfere with your free will choice. Only you can do that. You could say, I offer this to you. I humbly offer this to you. I beg you, whatever it is, to take it so that you can be in. So you're really, the outcome is being in this state of allowing them to remove that which no longer serves you. Attitudes, behaviors, thoughts, ideas about the past. This struggle is mostly an internal struggle, though you might have had these encounters on the outside that helped trigger this for you. The encounter on the outside could have been the full moon that just happened, is what I'm hearing. It could be, the family dynamics. For some of you, it's family dynamics, maybe mother, child, parent, cousins, siblings. Something triggered this. They want you to get into this unexpected. They've been asking you this all week, and they're continuing to ask you to do this. We're at the end of the month, so maybe it's kind of wrapping up the chapter of this month, and where you were a year ago to where you are now is probably night and day. Don't compare your victories to another person's victories. Don't compare your traumas to another person's traumas. They're all equal. It's what we do with them when we move forward is what I'm getting. So we're going to go to the John Holland Psychic Tarot for the heart, for any other guidance and advisement on this reading, as we clear the path for union. Collectively, we're not alone anymore. We're together on this, so we can pray for these circumstances to be revealed to you, and that you get to heal from it, and that you will be able to speak your truth, and gain clarity on the behaviors that you engage in that cause you the great pain. And we always want to look at, well, it was the twin flame, he didn't answer my call, or he didn't respond to my text, or somebody didn't meet my expectation. All those things come up specifically to be healed, so that we can stay in peace, because peace is your ultimate birthright. All this other stuff was added on to you by the world, or that you picked up from the world as a survival tool. And you are not meant just to survive, but to thrive. But to thrive. Yesterday I said I was disappointed, and I want to kind of take back that statement, because it's not a disappointment in anybody in particular. I guess it's just a longing in my heart for freedom for everybody, more than it is a disappointment. And it is a longing in my heart that collectively that we should live in peace, and know peace and joy and happiness, and that's really more in alignment with what my intentions are, and that if I can be a tool to help you get past that, that's really my desire, is to be an instrument of God's peace and love in this lifetime, and this time and place of existence. So I'm just kind of enamored by the angel's diligence, God's diligence, to get us to this place of peace, to get us through the seasons, so that we can see him and see the divine relationships all around us. And this morning while I was meditating, I saw a lizard with a blue tail. I had never seen one quite that, like, blue, like the blue that's in here was the color of the tail of this particular lizard. I have not yet looked it up to see what the message is for me today, but I have some things going that are supposed to come to fruition, and in my mind I need them to happen before I leave for South Carolina tomorrow, but it's not meant until they align everything perfectly. So maybe that's where you're at, that you want things to be aligned perfectly for the purpose of being in union. Trust, believe, and succeed. Okay, and just breathe. Now you had that yesterday, and then they want you to give and receive. Give and receive. There might be heart chakra is right there. The heart chakra. So there are some weeds around your heart that they're pulling out right now, and thank them for that. That's what this is all about. They're removing the weeds from your heart so that you can be free to love unconditionally without the fear of being hurt. You cannot be hurt, dear one. My beloved soul sisters and soul group, you cannot be hurt. Trust that they are moving you out of the darkness. These lessons are specifically geared for you. Trust them and believe that you will succeed through that dark night of the soul, that the light is at the end, is on the other side there of this voyage through the stormy seas. And they want you to breathe deep breaths so that you can clear out any of the DNA energies, any of the cellular memories that you have from the traumas in this lifetime. Excuse me, but I had to deep breathe on that one too. But the traumas of the past lifetimes and the traumas of the ancestral line, because they want you to get through this. And I'm going to go into, it looks like they did this to the major arcana card. Arcana deck. Let me give me a second while I pull up how they have it written, how the John Holland book. Major, yeah, so it's 0. So that's the Fool card. And probably the Fool's Journey. That's where we're embarking, because you have the World. Yeah, that you have the World, and trust is the beginning of a new. Rejoice, the universe is looking out for you. Now it's time to trust that the path you're on is in fact the right one. Believe that whatever you desire concerning affairs of the heart can be manifested in the proper time and for your highest good. Trusting the universe takes courage, but it also removes the burden of doing it all on your own. When you feel alone in a situation, it can diminish your energy and desire to take actions that will improve the situation. This card reminds you that you are not alone. It is also a reminder that positive energy is available to you to manifest what you truly desire. In addition to trust, this is a card of action and opportunity. Once we know that the universe has our back, we are free to take that all-important leap of faith and pursue our dreams concerning affairs of the heart. Put aside any fear, disillusionment, frustration, or hopelessness, and open your heart to what you desire. Do it now with the carefree innocence you had as a child. That's really good advice. And expect to receive what you need. Take steps to find love or to improve or strengthen a relationship. Take some risks and maintain an attitude of positive expectancy, whether it's a relationship with another person or the relationship with yourself. Now is the time to take action. Even a good relationship can be improved. What steps can you take to achieve what you desire? I open myself to giving and receiving love. That is for my highest good. So, yeah, this one, you know, is a really difficult one to manifest, because we got caught up in the illusions of the world, and that people are out to hurt us, or we adopted those belief systems as we move forward, even on this twin flame journey. There is that bit of reticent kind of pause that he's going to do it again, or she's going to do it again, and I don't know that I can do this that way again. And they're just saying, take the leap of faith. They have this under their divine order, that the work that you need to do, if it is some kind of addictive eating behavior or food behavior, for some of you it might be an eating disorder, and when you lose contact you stop eating. They want you to be able to go through these highs and lows without the self-destruction, without getting without going full-fledged into fear. They want you to be able to believe that they have your back, and that that they know that you want to clear this. They want to help you clear this. I know that on my journey that I did not, at this stage of recovery, in my recovery process, I didn't go back to drinking and using, but I went to really dark thoughts. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And it just took control of me. So I understand this process very, very well. I understand how the divine uses it to get us healed, to get us to where they need us to be, the angels and God. There weren't enough people around me in the natural world to assist me, so they put a lot of books on my path. Return to Love by Marianne Wiliamson. Joyce Myers has a few books that were very helpful, and also she had a show. I don't watch TV anymore, or at least not that much, but she had sermons on this matter. T.D. Jakes has sermons on this matter. Joel Osteen has sermons on this matter. It is whomever resonates with you. There was a time I couldn't listen to Joel Osteen. I had to listen to T.D. Jakes, or Dr. Wayne Dyer. So I got a message this morning in my email. Today is National Meditation Day, or National Meditation Awareness Day. Hay House had put out this this email, and they're giving away free meditations by Dr. Wayne Dyer in honor of his birthday. And he was one of my gurus on this path to clarity and to not go through these. So I felt obsessed, I felt rejected, I felt dejected, I felt useless, I felt all these feelings. And they're saying to you, you know, just know that they're there, but you don't have to go into them, and seek guidance and help to get out of them. Whoever it is that the angels put on your path, seek them out, allow them in. Don't let the fear dictate you, you know. Believe and you will succeed. So, my dear, beautiful souls, I'm going to go back to the reading that they gave us today as the reminder. The peace that I give you transcends your intellect. There's advice in this reading. When most of your mental energy goes into efforts to figure things out, you are unable to receive this glorious gift. I look into your mind and see thoughts spinning around and round, going nowhere, accomplishing nothing. All the while, my peace hovers over you, searching for a place to land. So the peace of God's presence in your life He won't interfere without your permission, and He can't if you're not open. So we want to give all of that to Him so that we can receive the newness of what He has to offer us, to open our heart chakra, to open us up, to strengthen the bonds between the divine and us, so that we can be a blessing to others in ways in which we wouldn't have even thought possible. Just breathe. This will pass. So my encouragement to you is, if you need help, seek help. And yeah, if you'd like a personal reading, I'd be more than happy. If you would like information on coaching practices to be able to help you specifically get through this, this is the message of the collective right now. This is really a great healing and cathartic exercise for those that are watching this and that are experiencing this right now. I'm hoping to get out later today the energies for June and what's going to happen coming forward for everybody. Angels, do you want me to put out any other messages? Just they're giving me to shuffle this other tarot deck by the Gilded Tarot by Sarah Marchetti, and that's what's in front of me. So that's what I'm going to do. What further encouragement or information, specific advice? The Hermit. And then it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to be in the hallway. That's, we want to push things, but it's okay to be in the hallway. There is a purpose for being still, and there's a purpose for being in the hallway. That's what I hear right now. You want to kind of like say, oh, maybe I'm not doing enough. No, that's the other big thing. Sometimes doing nothing is the very much thing you have to do. It is the biggest thing you can do, is what they reminded me. They get, you know, I was asking the angels last night in prayer meditation, you know, my experience on this journey, how helpful is it to the collective? I asked them to give me guidance, because I get convicted too sometimes by the dark side to kind of give me a stranglehold. When I got that strike on Tuesday or Wednesday, it was from uploading a video that I had already knew wasn't any good, but somehow erroneously renamed it incorrectly. And so I'm not sure how long it takes for that strike to lift, but it keeps me doing what they're asking me to do so that I can be the blessing that they've asked me to be on this journey. So any other information you have or validation for the Twin Flame Collective, We appreciate your guidance. We appreciate... Okay, take one from the top of each. 10 of Cups, Queen of Cups, and then the King of Swords. So yeah, this is yeah, ultimately the desire is to get to this outcome for both the King and the Queen. Though the King of Swords can be a little bit cutting, and she can be a little emotional. You guys are, you know, that's one great way to balance each other out. So this is some of you, your divine partner is going through this. Some of you, you're going through this. Some of you may not be sure which part you're in, but take what resonates with you and then pray about it, journal about it, because the ultimate goal is this. That's so wonderful. Thank you, angels. All right, so how do you want me to put these back together? That was a bit of encouragement, which we needed. So just also they're saying that the energies for the day are just for the day. Yeah, and then moving away from the stormy waters and in looking for that new path, looking forward to the future. This energy is, you know, give us this day our daily bread. I keep going back to that because that's kind of what it is. Just what you need to deal with for today. And if it's something from the past, ask them to help you unpack that, to be of highest and best use for you and whoever shows up next on your path. And if you take notice, there's going to be somebody who shows up that you can be a blessing to, that you can give some of this experience, strength, and hope to, that you can kind of be a blessing to. And it reminds me of, look up empaths. Empaths. We are highly sensitive souls that long for service in humanity, and we sometimes take on other people's stuff that we're not supposed to be taking on, particularly on the divine path with the twin flame. And you both have to be the king and the queen as you get put onto the mission. And the mission could just be in your community. It could be on the condo association. It could be, you know, maybe it's a civic organization. Maybe it's a 12-step program that you're both in. Maybe it's maybe it's your church. Maybe it's, you know, maybe it's a church that you guys want to consider. Maybe it's a church that you're considering. Go first. You check it out. See what resonates with you. Could be maybe your work environment. So there's all sorts of ways that we get to give and receive, and that people get put on our path. But stand firm in your convictions. Stand firm in your convictions. Don't fight back. Just I know that this is the truth, and I'm going to just put it into prayer. And I'm not going to let anybody cause me to be double-minded. This is a good time, rather than maybe talking to people that don't understand the process, to go into a hermit mode. Seek a Hierophant, an experienced, wise person. Maybe the message you get from going into that meditation. So I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank all my viewers again for being a part of this journey with me. Thank you for your comments, for your likes, your shares, and for the new subscribers. I thank you. To my faithful followers, my loyal followers, I thank you. The links are below. If you feel called to make a donation, you can do so down below. And if you would like to schedule a private reading, those links are also below. So I'm sending blessings of love, as always, to the twin flames who are watching. Peace.